Hello, my name is Rebecca Meza and I am a graduate of the class of 2007. I graduated with a bachelor's in communications, emphasis in public relations, and a minor in Spanish. Currently, I serve as the Associate Director for Communications and Operations for the Office of Alumni Engagement at Cal State Fullerton. So I'm back at our alma mater and I'm loving every single minute of it. It's been such an incredible journey and I'm excited to be back. And tonight, I am gonna walk you through one of my favorite recipes. We are gonna make some banana chocolate chip walnut, kind of healthy because we're sprinkling in some protein to make it a little bit guilt-free, banana nut muffins. So I'm so excited to show you guys this recipe. This recipe is also the perfect time to use those super ripe bananas that you're probably gonna throw away. Don't, because the more ripe the better, the sweeter they are, so don't toss them. So if you happen to have hoarded some bananas during this quarantine and they're about to go bad, don't toss them. Actually use them for this recipe because they're gonna be great. So before we get started, I have to throw on my uniform, so excuse me, but I'm gonna get camera ready with my super cute Titan apron. How cute is this apron? I recently received this as a thank you gift, which thank you Alumni Association for actually co-hosting a Dinner with 12 Titans. Have you heard of Dinner with 12 Titans? Dinner with 12 Titans is an alumni hosted dinner, and like I just mentioned, I co-hosted my first one this last semester, and so that is a great way for all you young alumni out there to get involved. Kind of a good way to start dipping your toes in the involvement pool. So yeah, I co-hosted a dinner with one of my sorority sisters, and we hosted a group of students, a mix of students, some who were about to graduate, some who were just starting out or were transfer students. So it was a great opportunity to connect with students, share your experiences, and who knows, like maybe some of your experiences are of help and of use to some of our current students. So whether you are interested in co-hosting with some of your college friends, I mean, what a great opportunity to reconnect with some of your college friends. If you would like to learn more about how to host a Dinner with 12 Titans or even co-host a Dinner with 12, and it could even be 3 of you hosting, it really is up to you what kind of experience you would like to provide. Definitely stay in touch with the Office of Alumni Engagement at Cal State Fullerton because they do it every semester, once in the fall, once in the spring. And like I mentioned, it was such a fulfilling experience. When I first saw the posting about Dinner with 12 Titans, I didn't think I was kind of there yet in my career to be able to host and give information that is relevant and useful to students. But you would be surprised, and actually, especially for our young alumni, your experiences might even be more relatable to current students, and you might even have a better pulse at what they can expect once they graduate. So I highly encourage you, if you're a young alumni or 10 years out, 20 years out, consider hosting a Dinner with 12 Titans because it really was a fulfilling experience. So that's how I got this nifty thank you gift. Again, very appreciative. It was such a great experience. I would do it all over again. Stay in touch. The Cal State Fullerton Office of Alumni Engagement. So really quick, before we get started, you want to make sure you preheat your oven. So set it to 325, let it preheat, and we will go ahead and start mixing our ingredients. One quick tip is it does make it easier if you have 3 different bowls. I know that's a little bit more dishes at the end, but well worth it. That is a quick trick that will make the process a little bit better, is if you have 3 different bowls, and we'll start with the first one. Okay, so first things first, we are gonna mix in this bowl our flour mixture, which I mentioned, I actually put just 2 scoops of the protein that I have, but in total it makes up the 2 cups that you need of flour. So that's my little flour protein mix. And then we're gonna add our baking powder, baking soda, and salt. So those are your dry ingredients. We can set this one to the side for now. In your second bowl, little medium-sized bowl, we're gonna go ahead and mix our super ripe bananas. Like I mentioned, the more ripe, the better. So I did wash my hands, so we're gonna throw those in there. And also, the more ripe they are, the easier they are to kind of mix and mush. In addition to the bananas, we're gonna go ahead and mix the milk mixture, the milk, and the cinnamon. And it's cinnamon to taste. If you like a little bit more, a little bit less, up to you. So let's go ahead and mix this. So we're gonna mix our bananas. So I am actually originally from El Centro, California. It's a small town. And I fell in love with Cal State Fullerton because of the communications program. Top notch in the country, still is. And I actually fell in love with Cal State Fullerton through dial-up internet. I never visited the campus prior to accepting my attendance here. And it was the program. It was the program and everything that I saw about Fullerton and Cal State Fullerton and the campus, everything that I saw online really made me fall in love with Cal State Fullerton. So I accepted, came to Cal State Fullerton, actually visited the campus for the first time January of the year that I was going to start in the fall, and never looked back. Today, the communication program, there are so many resources, programs, areas of specialty and resources for communication majors. So it's definitely an exciting time for comm majors at Cal State Fullerton. There's so much going on, always was. So as I continue mixing this banana mush, which now smells amazing. I mean, oh my gosh, it smells amazing. It has the banana, cinnamon, milk, delicious. As I continue mixing this, I did want to confess, because I am from a small town, it did take me a little bit to really break out of my shell. I was super shy. And one of the things I recommend to students is to get involved on campus, whether it's an on-campus job or to get involved with an organization. Now that I work on campus, I see that there are tons of student organizations, so many great resources, so many great communities, and they really do help enhance your Titan experience, your college experience. It makes all the difference. Once I started slowly breaking out of my shell, and I did it by, my first job at Cal State Fullerton was at Titan Shops, which I loved. And then I went on to Juice It Up, which I also loved. And then that led to so many more opportunities on campus. And I ended up my last year getting involved with ASI. So like I mentioned, if someone like me who was I'm from a small town, was super shy that first year and actually the second year of college, it really took me a while to break out. I highly recommend that you start building and really like kind of taking yourself out of your comfort zone to find that community, because it made all the difference. And the more I connected with students and met students, I realized, oh my gosh, they have the same struggles, or they're also confused or whatnot. So we would figure it out together, and it made all the difference. So one of my crazy ideas that I have is the campus should start a just one campaign where every freshman has to at least get one campus job or join one organization, just so that they can really enhance that Titan experience and connect to our amazing university and our amazing body of students, faculty, staff. You know, there's so much potential and so many resources for us. So if you're a student and you're tuning in and I haven't lost you yet, I highly recommend you get involved, because if there's an interest of yours that you can think of, I promise there's probably an organization on campus for you. So put yourself out there. Definitely get yourself out of your comfort zone. If I did it, you can do it. So in your final larger bowl, we're gonna go ahead and throw in the half cup of butter, as well as and I'm using the soft baker's butter, as well as your sugar. So we're gonna mix that in. If you have a mixer, feel free. I happen to like doing it old school, manually, mix everything in. It's fun. So So going back to our alumni and getting involved as alumni, Cal State Fullerton, it's such an exciting place to be at now more than ever. There's so much going on. Our programs are getting so much recognition. They're getting better by the semester, by the month, and just better, stronger. Our students are so talented. So if you haven't gotten involved, and let's say maybe you weren't an involved student, you're an alumni. You have a degree from Cal State Fullerton. The value of our degree only increases with the caliber of work and students and graduates that we are producing at Cal State Fullerton. And one way to increase the quality of our alumni, of our graduates, is for us to get involved. A large portion of our student population, of our alumni, are first generation. So I know it's a little bit different. I know it's going to take us a little bit of time to really wrap our heads around what a Titan legacy is. But I don't know about you guys, but Cal State Fullerton did so much for me, gave me so many great opportunities. And I mean, I couldn't wait to give back. For me, it was a confidence level of, am I at a place in my career where I can give back now? Let me answer that for you guys if you're thinking about that. Like, oh, well, I'm not a president of a company yet, or I'm not, this and that. Don't let that hold you back, because you'd be surprised. It's crazy how quick we forget what it is to be a student and how valuable those interactions are. Let's go ahead and fold in our eggs slowly. But yeah, I mean, our students are so appreciative of the advice, of the time, talent, and treasure that our alumni can give. Whether it's a lot or a little, guys, like, consider reconnecting with Cal State Fullerton and let's build that together. Let's build our Titan legacy. Like, let's be one of those big schools in terms of our alumni and the power of our alumni. Most of our alumni live local. We live in Orange County. I lived in LA for some time, but I'm back in Orange County, and I gotta confess, I do love it here. So it really is up to us. You guys loving this mixture? We'll add that second egg in. So yeah, so whether it's the sports that bring you back, our amazing baseball team, and oh gosh, our track stars and our softball team last season just killed it. Whether it's our sports that bring you back, or maybe think about Professor for a Day, there are so many opportunities to give back and connect with our students. So I highly recommend that you get in touch with our Alumni Engagement Office. Okay, so now that this is ready to go, you guessed it, we're gonna slowly mix in our other two bowls. So the first one that's gonna go in is our banana one. Again, smells delicious. So we're gonna kind of fold this one in. I hope you guys are enjoying this recipe, because it's a lot of fun. It's gonna be really yummy, I promise. And now that that's nice and has a nice consistency, now we're gonna bring in the dry ingredients. So we'll do that slowly, just so that we can keep the consistency in a way that it's manageable. We can continue stirring. You'll notice it gets a little thicker, which is good. If it's too thick, then it has too much flour. Maybe mix another banana in there. That's a good consistency where it's a little thick, not too thick. Remember, we're still adding kind of the toppings to it. And you know what, I forgot, but I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla just for preference. You don't have to. Mix that in just to give it that little extra secret ingredient, if you will. And now comes the fun part. So we can add a cup of chocolate chips, some walnuts. If you want to get crazy and add other ingredients in there, kind of some other fun toppings, go ahead. It's your banana bread. So for us, we're gonna fold in the walnuts, definitely walnuts. So we'll fold those in. It's about a cup. And kind of gauge it. If it doesn't need a whole cup of toppings, no need. But I did kind of refine them a bit too. So got some walnuts. My thinking is the more healthy ingredients that you add to this, the more guilt-free they are. So when you have them for breakfast and a snack, you don't feel so bad, right? And again, like I mentioned, they only had these larger chocolate chips when I went to the market, so I'm gonna just try the white chocolates this time, because these other ones were really big. And maybe not add all of them, because that's really chunky. But again, you can't go wrong. It's your creation. But I think that's quite enough on the toppings. So there we go. So your batter's ready. So go ahead and grease your tin. I'm using this fun little mini bundt. However, you can use a banana loaf. You can make it a loaf. You can make it cupcakes, whatever it is that you are in the mood for. Really quick thing to note, these are kind of already pretty full. I did grease the pan with coconut spray prior to filling them, and since I still have plenty of batter left, I'm gonna go ahead and set these to the side. And since I have plenty actually of batter left, I'm gonna go ahead and fill this cupcake tin I have as well. You have it. I've scooped and filled up this muffin tin with the exception of one. There was plenty of batter, as well as these guys, my little mini buns. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the oven, which we did preheat. So I went ahead and set the timer for 25 minutes for those. Around that time, we'll check on them, see how they're doing. Good rule of thumb is you take a toothpick, you kind of slide it down the center. If it comes out without batter, then they're ready to go. Little, kind of old school trick. So we'll go ahead and set the timer for 25 minutes. And while we wait for those, I did want to give a message to the class of 2020, our seniors who either are about to graduate or just graduated. I graduated in 2007, as I mentioned, and that was on the heels of the 2008 recession. Some advice I would like to leave with you, given the time I graduated and the current situation that we find ourselves in now, is to be open to opportunities and industries that currently don't exist. For me, graduating in 2007, my plan was to graduate with a public relations degree so that I could be Kim Kardashian's publicist or any of those celebrities' publicist. And the plan was otherwise. My internship was at Capitol Records. The industry went digital right at the time that I graduated. 2008 was the last great recession that we had. And given the environment that we find ourselves in now, definitely don't lose that curiosity and don't lose your optimism. Believe it or not, you are graduating from a top university in this country, in this region, and Cal State Fullerton gave you the tools to be successful. So believe that. I speak from experience because when I graduated in 2007, social media was not an industry. It was not a field. It was not something I ever learned in my classrooms. I actually learned it on the job, and social media marketing was what I went into. Actually, it was, like I mentioned, in a field and industry that did not exist. That job did not exist, but I created it at my first company, my first job out of college. So even though COVID threw a curveball for all of us, but for you especially, that you're going out into this real world, and now that real world looks so different, I just want you to know that you will succeed, that Cal State Fullerton did give you all the tools. Now it's up to you to go out there, to be creative, to be optimistic, to pave your own path. And when you do land that job, when you do land that opportunity, be open, be creative with it, and make yourself indispensable. My dad used to tell me to be that all the time, and I didn't really get it, but I eventually did, where it was in my job, like I mentioned, social media was not an industry and was not a department, a thing. Businesses were just starting to take notice of it, and how we're trying to figure out how these corporate leaders were trying to figure out, how do we monetize? How do we use these platforms? And I came in with the experience of using these, being a user of these platforms, and it worked to my advantage. So I was always open, optimistic, ready to jump in and figure it out and do things. And eventually I became indispensable because I was the keeper of all this knowledge. And from the set of tools I came in with, it was leaning on the leaders to help me bring those tools and make them bigger, to create strategy. And so, like I mentioned, it may seem a bit grim right now. It may seem like a lost cause, or it may seem like you want to be upset about it or depressed about it, but take it as an opportunity to create a new field, a new industry. I mean, now with virtual teaching, it's in the forefront now, and this entire situation was a crisis, a world crisis. So there's so much for you to go out there and get involved with. So don't lose that. Don't lose that optimism. Don't lose that youth. Your experience in this spring semester that you just went through, again, none of us came into the semester thinking that's how it was going to turn out, but it did. So use it to your advantage. You're now the expert in how to transition, how to navigate a world crisis from a student perspective. So now you have something to offer. So that's my episode of Cooking with a Titan. I hope you enjoy this recipe. I hope you enjoy the muffins. They're delicious. To all my fellow alumni, don't forget, get involved, see what the Office of Alumni Engagement, what type of programming they're putting together, and if there's an opportunity for you to connect with our current students. Like I mentioned before, your experience, your stories, your journey is so useful and so powerful and can make such a great impact to our current students. So don't be shy. Come on back to campus. Come on back and connect with our current students. Trust me, they will be so grateful to you for your time, your talent, treasure if you have it, but no pressure. And definitely come back to campus, reconnect, because Cal State Fullerton's an amazing place now more than ever. And for our current students, don't be shy. Get involved on campus. Get involved with the campus organization. It will make all the difference in your Titan experience. You will make so many connections, so many great memories, and to the point where you won't want to leave. Trust me, that was me. Didn't want to leave that last year. And for our seniors, know that you are a Titan, that you have an alumni network of almost 300,000 alumni that are here thinking of you and will jump at an opportunity to help you, to support you along the way. Don't be shy and make use of our Titan Pro network. It's our Titan exclusive LinkedIn, basically. So if you just go on to our alumni.fullerton.edu and you search our Titan Pro network, you'll see it there, and you can start networking with Titans now. Start connecting with them. Tell them about your hopes and dreams and where you hope to be, and see if there are connections that way. Same with our Titan alumni. Make sure that you become a connection, and so join the Titan Pro Network and be a resource to our students. And you know, who knows, maybe you're in a career transition yourself, so that is a good way to connect with fellow Titans. This is your network, so make the most use of it. But yeah, to our class of 2020, don't get down about this. Be optimistic, be strong. You've made it this far in life and in your journey, and it can only go up from here. You're enduring so much, and we know that, and we see that, and we're thinking of you and want to help. So don't get down about it. We're proud of you. We're excited that you're gonna be joining our alumni family now, and we can't wait to see the great things you're gonna do out there. And remember that you're a Titan. Titans are resilient. We don't give up. So, and we're strong. We find a way, because where there's a will, there's a way. Si se puede. And we just can't wait to see what great things are in store for you. That's it, guys. That's my recipe. I hope you guys enjoy these delicious banana nut yumminess chocolate chip muffins. Like I mentioned, a little bit guilt-free because we did add some protein, so you technically can have it for breakfast. But I hope you guys enjoy these. I mean, how delicious are these? Oh my gosh. And you can still see a little bit of, you know, the smokiness. It's steaming hot, but so delicious. So enjoy. Tag us if you're an alumni and you're out there and you have a delicious recipe you like to make. Feel free to email us, get in touch with us so that we can see you in front of the camera and we can learn your favorite recipe. Until next week, go Titans!